And I think the objection that a lot of people had, including myself, is that we said, well, if there were actual UFOs, like alien spaceships in the sky, then we should get better evidence. Why is it always a farmer in Kansas that sees them? It's kind of like Bigfoot. The only person who sees Bigfoot is someone who has a camera from like the battlefield reporter at Antietam had. So why is that always the case with aliens? And that was always my objection until in the last few years, we're getting trained observers up close. There were 4 Navy pilots who observed one of these things up close, 4 of them. For 5 minutes they watched it, and corroborating their testimony, we have radar data and video of that one thing, this tic-tac-shaped thing that was flying around, breaking the speed of sound and doing things that seem physically impossible. So that's exactly the kind of evidence that for decades we said, well, if they're really UFOs, we should have that evidence. Now it's here, and so I feel like that should at least get us to reassess our original.
Mickey, I hate to pour water on this. Okay, I've got a couple other theories beyond the Martians. One is that this is foreign technology. Now you say, we've never seen technology like this. Right, I said it's foreign technology. Now, there's another possibility. Maybe it's our own technology. But Michael, you say, the government says that it's not. I know the government would never lie to you. I know the government's always totally above board. But maybe it is our technology. Maybe this whole PR campaign is a bit of a fake out to our adversaries. But let's say it's not. Let's say we have no clue what that is up in the sky. Do the aliens exist on other planets? Is there intelligent life? I'll go even further. Is there life at all on other planets? The one argument that drives me the craziest is this one. They say, Michael, it's just probable. It's just probability. The universe is a gazillion light years across. It's so big, so it's just probable that there is life somewhere else. And I say, no. To ascertain a probability, you need to know literally anything about the subjects that you're talking about. And when it comes to the origins of life, there are actually 6 or 7 main hypotheses. There's the Miller-Urey hypothesis of the primordial soup. This was in the 50s, but the experiment didn't work out that well because they didn't have the right chemicals. Then there was the clay hypothesis that there are actually these crystal structures within clay that could form the basis of sort of organizing genetic information, but there's really no way to describe how it goes from that to nucleotides, right? So that kind of fell apart. Then there's the idea that it was actually formed in the suboceanic vents. Then there's an idea that was actually the opposite. It was formed underneath frozen oceans. Then there's this idea that came here from Martians, from outer space, which only pushes the question off and says, well, how the hell did life form there? My point is, in modernity, we're told we're not special. We don't look. There's probably a zillion others. And my only point is, maybe that's true, but we have no evidence. We have no reason to believe that we're not special.
My whole approach to this is, the philosopher Wittgenstein, who may have been an alien, said, of that which we cannot speak, we must remain silent. And the philosopher Clavin says, that which we don't know, we don't know. Yeah. And this is the thing. The arguments against the aliens always take the form of, well, would aliens do this? Would aliens do that? How the hell do we know? First of all, anybody who has the technology to send actual objects across the galaxy to us is in another sphere than we are. The things that they do may seem illogical to us, and may be logical, but even more so, they may be stupid. They may be incredibly technologically proficient and stupid. We can build phones. We can build phones where we can talk across the planet, and we still elected AOC to Congress. We can do incredibly stupid things. So they may be coming down here with these tic-tacs from outer space and building little rock statues. And you say, well, would they do that? How the hell do we know? So all I would say is, we now have information, this is where I agree with Walsh. We now have information which we said nobody had. And all the people who were conspiracy theories and zone, whatever it was, 50, what is it, 2? And
Area 51.
Area 51. We now have these pictures of things that are really interesting, really different, worth stopping from that and saying, gee, what is that? And the point you make is actually really important. We don't know how life began. We don't know whether we are, in fact, this special thing that happened on this one planet, or if this is something that happened on any planet near, equally distant from a star.
I read your piece, which I found incredibly offensive and hateful. Where you said, there's no reason to believe that aliens exist, right?
Yeah, that's the
But you could easily flip that around and say there's absolutely no reason to believe they don't exist. When you live in a universe with trillions and trillions and trillions of planets, and we have visited none of them. We've sent probes to a few. We've actually visited none of them. To sit here and it seems to me that it is a probability thing.
Well, this is my problem. My issue is
it's like walking in, to me, it's like walking into a 50-bedroom mansion, and you get to the foyer and you don't see anybody there. You say, well, I guess the place it doesn't make sense.
Somebody had to build a mansion, and that person doesn't be a person, right? But we have some idea how the person got here. We have no clue how life. We don't have any idea. They're going to be a lot of people.
You and I, we all know how life started. We know the
exam formed out of play.
Right. We know God created it. I mean, that might seem like a shortcut, but we all know that. So I actually think that when you introduce God into the equation, which of course you can't take him out, a lot of believers think that this is a challenge to their faith and it just doesn't make any sense. How can you have intelligent civilizations? Well, I actually think that when you factor in God, which again you must, it makes the probability higher because then there's a purpose. There's a purpose element.
Are there aliens fallen?
Well, I don't know that.
But mustn't they not be fallen for Christianity?
I don't know the answer to that, but all I know is that there's a purpose for all these billions of galaxies.
Well, here's why. Because the Christian idea is that there's a Godhead, it's Trinity, Father, Son, and the bond of love between Father and Son, which is the Holy Spirit. The Son saves mankind by taking on human nature and dies on the cross and is resurrected 3 days later. Right? Sends up into heaven. Saved the right hand of God, Almighty. So he's fully human and fully God, and also fully Martian.
We don't even know whether Martians are exactly like us or not.
I really want to. I'm trying to filibuster Ben because I know he has a good argument. I want him to
Okay, so here's my not that great argument. So I agree with what you're saying. It's a burden of proof question, obviously. Is the burden of proof on the people who are trying to provide the idea that aliens exist, or is the burden of proof on the people who are saying that aliens don't exist? But that doesn't change the balance of the evidence, which is that we have no idea, right? And so we were all saying the same thing. We have no idea. Right. Do aliens exist or do aliens not exist? What I think is that the likelihood that aliens not only exist but have been floating around the planet in what seem to be bizarrely bird-like shapes, and also are behaving in ways that seem to conflate with, and also seem to conflate with optical illusions that we've seen before, suggests to me that because human beings have a very long time.
I've never seen a tic-tac bird. Tell me that.
And they're far away.
From then I asked.
I mean, if it's very far away, that doesn't look like amazing pixelation. It's not like right up on it. Like I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be the most plausible explanation for that.
4 people saw a tic-tac.
But this reminds me.
And from far away, it might look like a tic-tac. I mean, like just because things refract off surfaces of clouds differently. Like David Blaine also isn't cutting coins out of his arm. Like
whoa.
Illusion,
the skepticism.
It's illusion.
Here's my position on it. The burden of proof is on people who want to say that there are aliens, not on people who say that there aren't. The burden of proof is never on a person who is maintaining the status quo or who is maintaining what we know. The idea of aliens is a novel concept rooted in fiction. The fact that this is even in our minds is possible. When we see something moving across that screen, the only reason we even ask ourselves, is that extraterrestrial life? 200 years ago, no one would have, you could have seen it in the sky, and your thought wouldn't have been, is that extraterrestrial life? Because that idea had not been broadly introduced into the American psyche. We have a frame of reference now, largely programmed in us by fiction, that causes us to see certain things and judge them according to that frame of reference. What is the tic-tac? I don't know. What I know is that our government is testing technology decades before we know about that technology. The first time we ever saw an F-117 stealth fighter, it was almost 20 years old before Americans even knew that existed. It had been not only in existence, it had been flying around our country nonstop. There's a reason that the pilots you're referring to keep seeing these things in restricted airspace. Why in restricted airspace? Why is that airspace restricted? Because that's where we test things. That's where our government goes to test things. Also, we keep trying to figure out what is the thing, but there are so many examples of you can't paint with a broad brush. Some of it may not even exist. You may be looking at something on one of these cameras, and that something is nothing. It's not a goose. It's not a tic-tac bird. They do exist. It's not a weather balloon. It's literally a nothing because these airplanes, their sensory mechanisms are programmatic. They're so software driven now, and we're constantly updating and refining that software. It could literally be tracking something that doesn't even exist because of an update that happened to the firmware. It could be foreign governments hacking our systems to show us things that aren't there. It could be foreign governments testing technology. I think that's actually unlikely. I think it's far more likely it could be us testing technology. It could be hackers in some basement in Tuscaloosa hacking our equipment.
But of all those theories, the least likely.
The least likely is that it is another
The reason I don't agree with
Because we know all the other things
this,
you just said.
this is like ghosts. You know, whenever I have more than 10 people in a room, I always ask, has anybody seen a ghost? Always, never fails. Somebody has seen a ghost. Some sane, rational person has had experiences.
First of all, it's a weird dinner question.
It's not.
But you know, when you do get a yes.
Because it's been true through history. It's been true through history. The reason we don't believe in ghosts is because we don't believe in ghosts. That doesn't mean that the burden of proof is on somebody who does believe in ghosts. I mean, more people have seen ghosts through history, than have seen Brazil. I mean, there's plenty of reasons to believe in ghosts. You know, and I think the same thing is true here. The fiction that you're talking about is extrapolative fiction. It's people extrapolating from life on Earth to life on other planets. That's not illogical. That's not like what?
Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm actually unsure what I believe.
But let's hold on.
All I can say- all I can say is-
We're going here. We're going to go full
But I don't want to
archaeology.
get off on ghosts. You can't say that what I just said, which is that the least likely of all of those options is that it's extraterrestrial life. You can't say that I'm wrong about that. Of course, the least likely explanation is that it's extraterrestrial life. Definitionally, not just by a little. It's not 5% less likely that it's a software glitch than that it's extraterrestrial life. It's not even 100% less likely that it's a software glitch than extraterrestrial life. Definitionally, what I'm saying is true.
Because what
I'm
Knowles
saying
is saying,
definitionally
no, what Knowles is saying about probability is only a half truth, right? It's true.
I only.
But it
That's
could be,
all I do.
based on what you're saying right now, it could be a time machine.
What?
It's
It could
at
be.
least equally. I would say it's even more likely that it's a time machine.
No,
because,
I don't agree with
but
that.
it's at least as likely that it's a time
Actually,
machine.
there's-
It's far more
The
likely
thing
that
that
it's
Knowles
a
is saying,
time
the thing that Knowles is saying about the probability is right in the sense that we have no idea. We have no idea how to calculate the
And that's why we
probability.
need to know. So you can't
There's a
talk
theory.
about-
No, this is not true.
But there's a theory under which
This is not true. This is not true. The probability of seeing something and not understanding what it is. Every human has that happen all the time.
That-
The theory
that-
that a software glitch happens in military hardware that's being updated happens all the time. It is far more likely. And I'm saying you can't paint with a broad brush about this. I'm not even saying there aren't aliens. I'm not saying we didn't see an alien. If we saw an alien, it's one single instance of these things. This is another thing. When we talk about are they aliens, every one of them's different. If we had 50 pilots all the time, they were all seeing something that looked exactly the same.
Well, they said-
Can I just say one thing? I'm not saying the alien is the most likely explanation. For example, there could be civilizations under the ocean, and that's
You make a good point.
But hold on a second. The alien's not the most likely. I also don't think it's not necessarily the least likely. We have to look at each individual case. So the tic tac, for example, I would say that the alien is more likely than a seagull. Okay, because I have never seen a seagull that can go the speed of sound and it doesn't have wings. So I would say that. So like I would put it above some other options. I do think it's not the most likely, but it's a plausible. Here's what I would say. It's a plausible explanation, and it's more plausible. It should be judged more plausible today than it would have 50 years ago.
I don't
Given that
think
the evidence
there's
is
any reason to say that it's a plausible explanation. It is certainly, because definitionally it is true that it is possible. It is a thing that could be. But Occam's razor tells us that the vast majority, the most likely, it is far more likely that it is something known than that it is something unknown.
The thing about not knowing,
Things living in
the thing about not knowing,
That-
but the thing about not knowing is that you really don't know. Just to go back to Knowles' point about probability. Wait, just to go back to Knowles' point about probability. It is genuinely true that we don't know how life began, and we don't know how special it is on Earth, and so we have no way of calculating the probability. But if you start with a theory that things happen physically, basically the same way, then it's very probable that there's life on other planets. It's also probable that some of it is more advanced than ours, and it could be because we don't know. We literally don't know. We don't know how probable.
Well, hold on, but what is the
We don't know how probable.
probability?
When you say
Here's how you
Yes, because we all have software malfunctions, and we haven't all interacted with AI.
What is the probability that birds exist? 100%. What is the probability?
I think they're all replaced by drones.
I mean, there's some people who don't believe birds exist.
Right.
All the
Well, let's use less universal. What is the probability that chemtrails and lizard people exist? That's 100%.
That's 100%.
Yeah,
Correct.
They live in
This is the thing. Is it possible that there are aliens? I doubt. I think it is possible. I think it is incredibly unlikely. I base this on the fact that we picked up no radio signals from space. I base this on the possibility that we don't have anything. That the best thing that anybody can come up with to tell me that aliens did. Aliens with so much sophistication that they were able to traverse interstellar space is that they came here a long time ago and stacked rocks on top of rocks in the Sahara. If we had opened Pharaoh's tomb and it had been air conditioned, I would have gone, there's a real possibility that somebody else built this besides slaves in Egypt 2,000 years ago. The very fact that we don't commonly encounter aliens, and we do commonly encounter myriad other things that this could be, means that the most likely answer to every one of these individual things is that it has.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm also saying it's far more likely that you'll die of a heart attack than that you'll be killed by an alien. You can't say that's not true.
It's far more common that I will have a heart attack. But the thing is, if I'm killed by an alien, then that's a thing, right? All I'm saying is we have no way of calculating the probability.
No, but I mean, it's the same question. Okay, so hard evidence that ghosts exist. Right? Okay, so if suddenly you have 3 doors shut in your house, what is the probability?
Isn't the probability tied to the number of alien civilizations in the universe? Don't you need to know that?
No, you don't.
Well, because if there's zero, then
If it's zero, then that would be an answer. We'll never know if it's zero.
But there are
Above zero, any number above zero actually doesn't factor into our equation at all.
I guess I don't
Actually
see
doesn't factor into our equation because when you're in a 747 and you look out the window and you see a 737 going by, is it an alien spacecraft? I mean, it damn well could be.
I once thought it was.
They could
Yeah,
mimic-
I saw the
they could have
project.
technology that makes them mimic the look of our technology. But of course, while that is possible, it is the least likely of all the possible. It's more likely that you didn't see anything than that the 737 that you probably saw is an alien
When you say
spacecraft.
there's no hard evidence that ghosts exist, all those people, the same rational people who have had really convincing experiences, why isn't that evidence?
Yeah, I think
Because lots of people have experiences of things that don't happen all the time.
That's true.
I don't think aliens and ghosts
Let me
are
introduce you to a
related.
discussion about systemic
I'm
racism.
not talking about aliens ghosts being related. I'm talking about the probability of things being true and what you need to calculate the
But you're not asking
probability.
what the probability that aliens exist is. You're asking me what the probability that things being observed on gun cameras by American pilots are aliens.
There's also ways.
That's a different.
There is just on the
Answer a bunch of probabilistic
Sounds
questions.
reductive.
No, it isn't because it's because even if there were to be alien civilizations, you then have to multiply that by the probability that those alien civilizations are sophisticated enough to build technological spacecraft. Multiply by the probability that millions of years ago, literally millions of years ago, they launched these spacecraft to reach.
Not necessarily. We don't know what.
Well, if you believe the laws of physics hold, they're not traveling faster than the speed of light.
We don't know the laws of physics. We know.
You have a wormhole. Okay, I also watch Interstellar, okay? But like the probability that things are traveling through wormholes to the United States.
But to Drew's point here, there is a far greater likelihood. There is a far greater likelihood that the ghost of Donald Trump will run in 2024. There's a far greater likelihood that ghosts exist because we know people exist. We know we're fairly certain that souls exist. We're fairly certain, at least I am, that angels and demons exist. So we can sort of extrapolate from our own understanding of these things. But I don't know that ET exists, goodness gracious, and that's why they
And
say,
we're
well,
not talking about the probability of whether or not life exists. You are a little bit, and I like your argument. I'm not actually talking about the probability that aliens exist. I'm talking about the probability that when we see something on radar in an F-18, that it is more likely
That's
that
the
The pilot says, I saw this thing happen and it moved up in a way that I've never seen before. And he's obviously not crazy. Maybe he's crazy, but we don't know that. I mean, and it came up in front of me and then it vanished. I don't know. Maybe he's seen an illusion, but
The other day I played 3 card Monty with a guy, and the dude totally made me believe.
Serious question. So, would you agree that we would all agree if we know that there's no aliens out there in the universe, then the probability is 0 for any of these?
Yes.
Okay. If we knew that, let's say there was one intelligent civilization per galaxy, that still makes 100 billion civilizations, but the chances of crossing galaxies is very slow, very slim. But if we knew, for example, that there was an intelligent civilization in 20 of the 30 nearest stars to us, would you say that that makes the probability more likely that one of these unexplained situations is
yes,
alien?
but by so fine a margin that it's like saying that buying 2 lottery tickets makes you more likely to win the lottery than buying 1. It is true, as an absolute statement of fact, that you have twice as much of a chance to win the lottery if you buy 2 tickets. But it is not true by any statistical actual reckoning. You're still overwhelmingly not going to win the lottery. Doesn't mean you won't. Overwhelmingly not going to win the lottery. Your odds have changed only by the most minute of margin. If I knew for a fact that there were aliens, if we had even heard radio transmissions from aliens, even Elon Musk says there's something wrong that the universe is so quiet. He obviously believes in aliens. He says he thinks that there's something that happens that actually destroys civilizations before they can become
Fermi's paradox, I think.
before they can become interstellar travelers, or we would have been aware of them long before we saw them on a gun cam, because we're listening, we're looking, we observe, we watch the sky. Obviously, the things aren't invisible if our pilots are seeing them. In fact, in a funny way, we're capable of making aircraft that can't be seen by these same sensors that apparently the aliens who travel interstellar space aren't capable of.
So how do you
It's
explain
more likely that America, and I don't think this is what it is either. It's more likely that we're testing some sort of drone vehicle that can actually become invisible, that can refract light and cloak itself. I know that's more possible because it's possible, and there are humans, and we're making it possible.
Can we just use? I just want to go back to TikTok. Not TikTok.
I want
the aliens might be on TikTok for sure. Let's use the Tic Tac example because we have their 4 eyewitnesses up close. They observed it for 5 minutes. Plus we have radar data. Plus we have video of all this same thing. It's really compelling evidence that at least so we know
Something was observed.
Right. It was not a glitch or anything. There was a real thing that was there that they saw. So
That is likely, although still not completely.
So what are your theories on what that thing was?
Well, I wouldn't get to know what it was. As I said, they could have seen.
It's literally called an unidentified flying object.
There are unidentified flying
this
objects.
is where we agree. I agree with you completely about this. I have no idea.
But there are far more likely scenarios than that it is extraterrestrial life, which we don't even know exists. Far more likely that these pilots observe some man-made, because we know there are men and they make things, craft operating in restricted zones where we know we test those kinds of craft. Hypersonic missiles that move at speeds we've never seen. Drones that are capable of breaking Gs that would have killed humans. Unpiloted vehicles can do things that piloted vehicles never could because piloted vehicles kill people if they make certain hygiene maneuvers. Testing with speed, testing with shapes, testing with automated control. Maybe even testing with electronic hacking, where once we are observed, we're able to send false data to the radar of our enemy to tell them what we're observing. I'm saying that any of those things are possible and more likely than what was observed with a flying Tic Tac full of aliens. Although I will grant you that, like winning the lottery, there is a numeric possibility that they observed. But I will also say that it is no more likely that what they observed is an alien than that one of us is an alien. It's no more likely that what they observed is an alien than that there are invisible aliens standing over our shoulders documenting this conversation to figure out how much we know. Mike,
Or whether they can subscribe.
or whether they,
it's also, we keep forgetting the communications element of this. So we've been talking now for our entire lives about how messaging is not accidental. Generally speaking, there are strategies to communication, especially when it's coming from the government. Does no one think it's like a little bit weird that the government and the mainstream media, which is in cahoots with the federal government, is just like all pushing this one story right now? Is that not?
So what you're saying is like a distraction, or it's a
possibly.
that's more. I don't know if that's true, but it's more likely that it's.
I find it very likely the government would all of a sudden decide to use UFOs as a
You know
psyop.
what? The only reason I mention it right now is because I realize we've come to almost the end of the show, and I haven't yet once plugged my book, which is about speechless controlling words controlling minds. There we go. There's the bell. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got at least one in during the. But I also think it's possibly true. I also think that we're just like the government does this and they
Probably buy your book.
Usually when there's very quickly a bunch of confirmation that the thing has happened. So say, for example, that you're a Native American living, in America before the settlers arrived, and suddenly you see a boat on the water. You've never seen a boat on the water before. It's a crazy thing. What is this thing? So you go and you tell all your friends. And your friends are like, that's crazy. That doesn't exist. Nobody's ever had anything like that. Okay, and then the next day the boat arrives on the shore, and a bunch of settlers get off, and they're like, hey, now you've had some more confirmation. Okay, if the boat just went away, sure, it could have been a boat, but usually that's not how things go. Usually it's in a fairly short period of time. We've been talking about, as you say, these UFOs for 50 years, 60 years at this point.
Yeah, they didn't go away. They're here, Ben.
Where's the cascade that confirms your belief that they are here?
We're getting cascade information right now.
So you just ruined your own argument.
No, where's the cascade?
All these disparate.
You're like the Native Americans going, there's no shit out there. What is it like?
Eventually the ships
Some other land.
settlers get off and then proceed to destroy the
What's the worst thing to do?
I'll grant this. Within 10 minutes, they get off the pill, and then they get pregnant, and within 10 minutes, they get off the pill, and they start lecturing to us about communal-anarchism. and I will fully admit that the
I think
aliens
you're
supposed to be in trouble when it
solving
comes.
this as anybody.
I-
we're in trouble with everyone. May as well get really on the bandwagon. Everyone hates us anyway. May as well get on board with our civilizations,
Hey, Michael, you saw? Of course you did. You wouldn't have stayed till the very end if you didn't. Now you can do your part and tap that like button for me. It's sort of like petting the
live in a society that we learn to admire geniuses. We write about them, we read about them, we watch movies about them, and in general, the genius label sells. Typically, everyone whom we label today genius has accomplished something remarkable by really standing out from among their peers in a way that really grabs our attention. They include scientists like Einstein, musicians and composers like Beethoven and Mozart. But genius is something more. It's a story. We remember the people who happened to be at the right time and the right place, and hence there was a way of recording their accomplishments. There are an exceptional number of hidden geniuses who either have not been at all recorded for posterity, or we know about their accomplishments, but we don't know enough for them to enter the canon. Could we actually use data to predict who among the scientists will actually be a genius? That's where network science comes in. So we're curious, what really determines the genius label? And when we compared all geniuses to their scientific peers, we realized that there are really two very different classes, ordinary genius and peerless genius. For example, Einstein, who turns out to be a truly peerless genius. When we looked at the scientists working at the same time, roughly in the same areas of physics that he did, there was no one who would have a comparable productivity or scientific impact to him. He was truly alone. When we looked at Stephen Hawking, we labeled him ordinary genius. To our surprise, we realized there were about 6 other scientists who worked roughly the same area and had comparable, often bigger impact than Stephen Hawking had. Among them, actually, a woman scientist, Renata Kalosh. And it turned out that there was absolutely no news about her anywhere. The only article that we find that mentions her was in the context of her husband. That raises the question, why is it Hawking the genius and not Renata? How does really the genius label emerge? It turns out that the number of languages to which a person's Wikipedia page has been translated was the strongest predictor of the genius label. We learned that the genius label is a construct that the society assigns to exceptional accomplishment, but exceptional accomplishment is not sufficient to get the genius label. We always need something more. You need to be born at the right time, you need to be in the right circumstances. Throughout history, remarkable individuals were always born in the vicinity of big cultural centers, and everything that is outside of the cultural centers was typically a dessert of exceptional accomplishments. We have a very strong cultural bias towards genius, typically associated with the Western canon, and hence we're losing many exceptional accomplishments. Because none of these individuals are really born in vacuum, they're inspired by some and influence others, and by unveiling these connections, you're digging deeper and deeper into the cultural accomplishments of the society and start discovering these hidden geniuses. It doesn't require much pattern recognition to realize that I'm past 50, which made me always wonder, do I still have ahead of me major scientific discoveries? To paraphrase Einstein, a person who has never made a major contribution to science by the age of 30 will never do so. That led to a conception in science that you have to be young to be creative. So we were curious, is this really true for geniuses, or it is also true for ordinary scientists? We ended up analyzing all scientists out there and asking, when did ordinary scientists make his or her biggest discovery? Was it early in their career or late? And to our surprise, the data indicated that indeed it's true. Most scientists make their biggest discovery in the first 15 years of their career, and then after 30 years, the chance of I would make a discovery that would be bigger than what I did in my 30s would be less than 1%. When we dig deeper into data, we realize that we also have to consider productivity. That is, the reason why scientists appear to be publishing their highest impact work early in their career has to do with the fact that that's when they publish most of their papers. That is, scientists tend to have a much higher productivity early in their career, and with time productivity wanes. Consider, for example, Frank Wilczek, who got the Physics Nobel Prize for the very first paper that he ever wrote as a graduate student. But my real hero is not him, but rather John Fenn. John Fenn was a chemist. He made the discovery for which 15 years later, at the age of 80, he got the Chemistry Nobel Prize. One night, my student came to me and said, what's next? What would you like to work on? And I said, well, how about success? And we had a laugh, but then we looked at each other and said, that's interesting. We should study success. We understood that as a scientist, we're embedded in a very complicated network of relationships, connecting our papers to each other by citations, by co-authorship. And we immediately thought that the availability of all this data may give us a clue about how scientific success emerges. What does success depend on? Productivity is one of them. How many papers did he or she write during their career? The more you write, the more visible you are a scientist, potentially the more impact you make. But also matters what is the impact of the most cited paper. That is, what is your biggest discovery? How is it situated within your career? The question is, how does the quality of the idea that I picked and the ultimate success and my ability as a scientist connect to each other? Your Q factor tells me how good am I of turning an idea into a research paper. And when we put the career of many scientists together, by comparing them, we were able to ask, how does the Q factor change? How is it different from one scientist to the other? And what is the randomness of the idea that we pick? And the outcomes were very surprising even to us. We would think that good scientists pick better ideas. What the math very clearly indicated that we are not privy to better ideas just because we have more experience. This Q factor, our ability to turn ideas into discoveries, is really constant throughout a scientist's career. That more or less a scientist, when they start publishing, they come with a certain Q factor that stays with them for the rest of their life. Turned out that the Q factor alone, that is really unique to you, was the strongest predictor whether you will be recognized as an important scientist. Productivity is the lowest predictor. If you just publish lots of papers, that would not get you any closer to be recognized as a major scientist. The impact of those papers really matters. So does the impact of your biggest discovery. Big data could help us to discover those that really had the accomplishment and deserve the genius level and put them in the right place. And education is needed to make sure that everybody who has the talent can develop that talent so that they are contenders to the genius level.
third and critically important thing to do each day is what's called NSDR, or non-sleep deep rest. It's very easy. You just passively listen to a script that takes you into deep relaxation and sometimes involves some focus or visualization exercises. NSDR can enhance learning. It can also help you recover from lack of sleep. So on days when you're feeling fatigued or you can't focus because you didn't sleep enough or very well the night before, it can be immensely beneficial. In addition, NSDR can help you get better at falling asleep and staying asleep. Many people ask, when is the best time of day or night to do NSDR? And the simple answer is anytime. Doing a 10 to 30 minute NSDR protocol can help you lean into the day with more energy. How long to do NSDR? And the simple answer is do it for as long as you have time for it. In the Virtusan app, we have an NSDR script of 10 minutes, another one for 20, and another for 30 minutes. I'm confident that you're going to see immense benefits of NSDR on your mental health, physical health, learning, and performance. The third and critically important thing to do each day is
my two entry points here, like when I would get asked to go speak at a church, then my first question would be, how many people in your church, pastor, do you think know who I am or know what I think, what I teach, have any knowledge of me? And invariably, the percentage is pretty low. And so, you don't want to go in there and start slamming them with Psalm 82. It's just too foreign. So what I would do is I usually go in with the two Yahwehs idea because it reinforces something they already hold dear, and that is the deity of Christ. If you go through with the two Yahweh stuff, you can see the Old Testament basis for Trinitarian thinking, the Godhead thinking, and that usually is a real encouragement to people that their Old and New Testaments are consistent. Either that or the image of God material, imaging, the whole concept of imaging God and how that relates to discipleship. Those are the two things I invariably defaulted to.
What's the entry point you would use to
68.
So, all right, without further ado, here is Cy Dart, everybody.
Thank you. Before I start, I just want to get a little survey. How many people here have PhDs in biochemistry? Great, so I can say anything I want. That's perfect. Very good. Okay. God does not exist. There's no such thing as God. It's impossible. It could not be a God. That's what I was brought up to believe. I came from a militantly atheistic family, going back 3 generations. And that's what I thought for most of my early life, all of my early life. And yet here I am, speaking to an apologetics conference as a devout Christian. And how did I get from that starting place to where I am now is a very long story, and I discuss it in this book. I think it's available outside. It's also available everywhere else. And I'm not going to talk about that very much today, except for one part of it, which is that science, particularly the science that I was doing and studying, was a large part of my starting on my faith journey. And I'm going to talk today about one part of that, which is what I know best, which is the biochemistry of life and how it relates to the origin of life. Now, what's interesting is that sometimes I call myself a biologist, sometimes I call myself a chemist. That's the great thing about biochemistry. You can do either one, or pretend to. And sometimes I have often found, in just my own anecdotal experience, that biologists are really strongly atheistic. And I thought that was just my own imagination. But in fact, this slide shows that among the fellows of the Royal Society, 68% of physicists consider themselves as atheists, whereas 89% of biologists do. It's a real difference. And that seems strange on first glance, because we heard from Luke Barnes yesterday that there's so much design in nature and in the universe and galaxies, but especially in life. And in fact, here's some photos of examples of design: the beautiful flowers, the incredible speed of a cheetah, various fish, one bird here. I didn't include a hummingbird, but that's Luke's specialty, so I'll leave that. And of course, the most important example of design are us, human beings. And here I have the best example of human design. This happens to be my wife. And since she's not here, I have no problem showing this. Otherwise, when I've shown it when she was there, she got upset at me. But anyway, even Daniel Dennett, the very famous atheist, says biology, the biosphere, is utterly saturated with design. Richard Dawkins, you heard this, I think, from Luke, has talked about design in life, design in biology. And of course, what he says is it's the appearance of design. So we'll get into that. So the question is, if there's so much design in life, if it's so obvious, it's so universal, how could it be the biologists are so ungodly? Why don't they make the connection? There's so much design. And the answer is very simple: evolution. And of course, it was also Dawkins who said that evolution allowed atheists to be intellectually fulfilled, or something like that, because it allows, according to him, it allows people to become atheists, because with evolution they have an explanation for all these things in life that seem to be metaphysical before evolution. So what we have now is a question about what is the source of all this design in biology. And as I said, the first one up there is evolution, and that's what almost all biologists will tell you, and many other people. But what we see as design is simply the result of natural selection, with no purpose other than survival and reproduction. The elimination of purpose from biology is a key tenet in modern biological philosophy. Of course, there's also a view, and of course you all know about intelligent design, that these complex designs could not have resulted from blind random chance and were deliberately designed by an unknown intelligent agent. And very similar to that, but going a little further, is the idea of a divine being. Life's design require far more than mere intelligence. This is my own idea. I haven't found a quote for it. They are indicative of a divine agent, God, who used evolution as one of his tools for creation to some extent. So let's go into this in a little bit more detail. Now, you've already seen this. Luke Barnes presented it. It's something that almost all scientists who are Christians don't like. The universe that we observe has precisely the properties we should expect if there is at bottom no design, no purpose, no evil, no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. Very pleasant quote. So we're left with this idea that life has design without a designer. And here's another quote from Dawkins, and here's where he says that it's an illusion of deliberate design. It looks like design, but that's an illusion. And some people go further and look at some of the specifics of life. For example, DNA and the genetic code. In 2017, Stephen Woodford, Rationality Rules, made a video in which he said that DNA code is not a code because it isn't interpreted by anything. It's a set of rules and instructions that follow the physical laws of nature. That sounds very nice, but I have to caution you that Stephen Woodford is not a scientist, and he's certainly not a biologist. And in that video, he makes a lot of basic scientific errors. But I'll get back to this a little later. So now let's ask this really important question. Is it true that evolution is really atheistic? If you hold to evolution, does that mean you are an atheist? Actually, the answer is no. Evolution has nothing to do with any kind of metaphysical or philosophical or spiritual issue. It's a biological scientific theory. And it only relates to the biology that we know, starting with the last universal common ancestor, Luca, and I believe ending just before the origin of humanity. Evolution deals with the diversity of life, and this is very important, but cannot contribute to the origin of life. And that is universally recognized from Darwin to Dawkins and everyone else. Darwin did not talk about the origin of life. He had a brief paragraph speculating what might have happened, because he had no idea, and we still have no idea. You've heard this from some of the great work that James Tour has done, that this idea that we're close to understanding the origin of life is simply untrue. And I also like to say that evolution not only doesn't explain the origin of life, it really doesn't say very much about us. There are ideas, stories that float around about consciousness, creativity, love, everything that makes us human. But those are just stories. There's no evidence behind any of them, and there's no mechanism, there's no scientific mechanism by which biological evolution can produce somebody who composed Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. It just doesn't make sense. Well, let's look at evolution a little more carefully, and we'll see why this is a real problem. When you ask almost everybody, and it's very common, what is evolution all about? They'll tell you it's based on two things. The first is genetic variation. So mutations in the DNA, changes in the DNA, and that genetic variation is translated into phenotypic variation, and that the phenotype just means everything about an organism. Okay, so your height is your phenotype, so are all the chemical reactions that go on in your body. And the other thing it depends on is natural selection, which is how good is that phenotype in helping you survive and helping your offspring survive. And speaking of offspring, there's actually a third critical component of evolution that's almost never mentioned, but it's just as important as these two. And that is accurate inheritance of the phenotype to future generations. And this is what I'm going to be focusing quite a bit on. If you have a mutation that improves your fitness, okay, let's say that I get a mutation that makes me incredibly strong and brilliant and everything else, that's nice for me, but if I don't pass it on to my offspring, there's no natural selection. Because natural selection happens over time being many generations. And in fact, Darwin said this. And look at the underlined lines. And from the strong principle of inheritance, now of course Darwin had no idea what that was, but he knew there was a strong principle of inheritance. These will tend to produce offspring similarly characterized. In other words, accurate replication, accurate self-replication. Now that strong inheritance, well, I just said that, requires accurate self-replication. Now what do I mean by self-replication? Well, let's take a look first at this illustration of the reason that you need accurate inheritance in order to get evolution. Let's say we have a population of giraffes on the left of different heights. The taller ones, especially if the environment becomes difficult to find food, the taller ones will survive better than the shorter ones, and after many generations, the shorter ones will die out, the taller ones will be better able to adapt and to find food, and they will become dominant in the population. That is natural selection at work, very simply. But that assumes that tall giraffe, I keep calling them elephants, I don't know why, that very tall giraffe passes on its traits, its phenotypic traits, which come from some genetic event, to all of its offspring. And those offspring pass it on too. And if you don't have that, if you have inaccurate genetic inheritance, you get tall giraffes, and you'll get short giraffes, the original short giraffes, because the tall giraffe may not be able to pass on that trait to its offspring. And that means no evolution. So let's get back to this idea of accurate replication in a little more detail. And if you think about it, accurate self-replication is a property solely of life. In fact, it's a property solely of living cells. Nothing in the non-biological world is capable of self-replication. That sounds extreme, but let's take a look. Let's say you see a house that you really like, and you want to build a replica of it, because you want the same house. You could do that. You could hire a contractor, or a few contractors, and you could replicate everything about the house, the walls, the ceilings, the electrical system, the plumbing system. And let's say you like the house so much that you even like what's inside it, the furniture, the books, the paintings, everything that's in the house. So you want to get a complete, accurate replica of every part of this house. Again, it's possible to do that. But one thing you can never do is find a house that will replicate itself. Okay, now people talk about self-replicating factories, they talk about self-replicating robots. So far, we don't have them. They may be theoretically possible, but they also may not be. Because one of the things you have to do if you were a house that was self-replicating is you'd have to find all the materials you need and bring them in so that you could use them. That's pretty tricky. On the other hand, when we look at biological reproduction, this is a cell, we find that the replication, this is a cell that has divided in two, is incredibly accurate. It's accurate to 99.9999%. What that means, all the contents of the cell are accurately replicated. How does that happen? I mean, we're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands of enzyme and protein molecules, membranes, organelles, so many constituents in a cell, a million times more than what you have in a house. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is this incredibly high level of accuracy in biological self-replication. It couldn't have just occurred. And in the breakout session, I'm going to talk about in much more detail about why it couldn't have occurred spontaneously. I'm going to talk about the actual way that this happens using the genetic code, protein synthesis, and several other biochemical systems. And normally, when we look at something really complex in biology, what we say is, well, it evolved over time. But you can't have evolution without this self-replication. Okay, as I just said, accurate self-replication is required for evolution. So evolution cannot be required for accurate self-replication. And so what we end up with is a circular reasoning fallacy. And here are the two statements I just made. Both, the chicken needs the egg and the egg needs the chicken. And this is absolutely true in this particular case. Now, one part of this I'm going to talk a little bit about only one part here, which is the coded information in DNA. Again, I will expand on this in the breakout. And that is related to the genetic code, which really is a code, by the way. This is the genetic code. You can find it easily. What you see are letters, T, C, A, and G. They stand for the 4 nucleotides in DNA. Again, this will be expanded on in the breakout. And you see every possible set of these 4 letters. And since they're grouped in groups of 3, there are 64 possibilities. And most of them code for specific amino acids, which are the other 3 letters in bold. The genetic code is an example of abstract symbolic information. Now, if anyone feels faint at seeing this chemistry on here, just take a deep breath, look away. It'll be over soon. I'm not going to have any more of this, but I can't resist. What you see on the left is a codon. It's, again, more detail later. It's a tiny section of DNA, and it is 3 bases, one after the other. The one on the top in orange is adenine, and then the green is cytosine, and the yellow is thymidine. And that codon, that little 3-base sequence of the DNA, means something. It means put this molecule which is threonine. It's an amino acid. Put that threonine next, whatever the right position is, in the protein that you're making. Now, there's no connection between threonine and this codon. There's no chemical connection between them. So that's why this is abstract symbolic information. It's very much like the word tree, whether it's spoken or written, has no connection to the actual plant. Okay? We use it because that's what language is. Language is abstract symbolic information. Now, here's two quotes from the two main standard textbooks in molecular biology that's used in every graduate school. Lewin in Genes says, the genetic code is deciphered by a complex apparatus that interprets the nucleic acid sequence. Notice the word interprets. You may remember that Stephen Woodford denies that anything is interpreted incorrectly. In the molecular biology of the cell by Alberts et al., the conversion of the information in the messenger RNA represents a translation of the information into another language that uses quite different symbols. Now, I've actually met Bruce Alberts. He is not at all a theist, I can testify. And I don't know about Lewin, but generally, this is not controversial in the world of science. I still don't know where this crazy idea that the genetic code is not a real code came from, but I'm trying to find out. So what natural processes produce abstract symbolic information? None. All the abstract symbolic information we know of is ours, okay? And, I mean, we are natural beings, but other than that, nothing else produces this kind of information. Now, I talked a little bit about the genetic code, but there are many complex biochemical processes that are required for accurate inheritance, for accurate self-replication. One is the replication of the DNA. One is the protein synthesis, according to the genetic code, and I will, in the breakout, I have some animated videos that kind of, I think will be impressive. There are error correction systems all over the place. In DNA, in protein synthesis, there's a huge amount of error correction, and genes are regulated. But none of these complex biochemical systems, all of which have to be in place in order for evolution to work, we don't know the origins of any of them. The first cell that we understand, which is Luca, the last universal common ancestor, has all of these systems already in place, and we don't know where they came from. So it doesn't really matter about evolution. It's not an important argument, because evolution is not relevant to any of this. So you can hold to evolution, you can deny evolution, it doesn't matter. The argument for God from biology has to do with origins. The origins of biology, the origin of evolution, in fact. So if it's true that evolution cannot account for the design of the earliest life, what can? Well, what's generally proposed is a different kind of evolution, not Darwinian evolution, not natural selection, but something called chemical evolution. And I have to tell you that just before this meeting started, I actually met with James Tour outside, and we talked about this. And he confirmed what I thought is that chemical evolution is a very recent term that doesn't have much of a meaning. What it really relates to is that things can happen because simply due to chemical properties of various molecules, their stability, their whether they get hydrolyzed, whether they interact with other compounds or not, it's very, very weak. And there are many people studying this, but they're not getting very far. It could be a lucky accident, that's out of the question. Nobody believes that, nobody even suggests it. It could have come from outer space, which doesn't answer anything because it came from Mars. How did Mars get it or whatever? And the most common answer is we don't know, but we'll find out someday. I call that future science of the gaps. How many times have you heard an atheist say, well, we don't know, but science has always answered all questions and it'll answer that one also? And finally, the one I believe is that there's a divine designer. I don't use intelligent design because this is way beyond intelligence. None of us could do what God did in creating these biochemical systems. So I would say that if life began as a series of complex chemical reactions that, quote, eventually evolved into a living cell, and you hear that all the time, that statement is simply fallacious. It can't happen for reasons that I discussed. So the origin of life must involve something in addition to natural chemical reactions in order to allow for the origin of evolution. I would like to propose, and I will again expand on this also in the breakout, that perhaps one of those somethings, and maybe many, is the idea of teleology, purpose. Is there any evidence for teleology in biological evolution? Interestingly enough, many biologists, including non-theists, like Dennis Noble, who's a very famous biologist, is coming to that conclusion. I'll read these two quotes. Organisms and population of organisms do have identifiable and testable goals. The targeting of variation and the preservation of existing functionality ensure that evolution is not entirely blind. And that last sentence I will unpack again in in the breakout. And then quoting this other character, the solution to the problem of converting nucleic acid chemistry into protein chemistry may be the fundamental root of inherent teleology in living organisms. So here's a redesign of that credo. The design of life, this is what I believe, comes from a designer, a coder, a reasoner. And so I would like to redo Dawkins' credo and say that this is what's true. The universe that we observe has precisely the properties, including life, that we should expect if there is at bottom a grand design, a purpose, such as the existence of life that can worship its creator, good and evil, and all that is needed to justify belief in the presence of God. Thank you. Oh, I may have finished too early. Cameron, are you here? Okay. I told you it wouldn't go too long. Yeah. See, Cameron was worried because I had so many slides, but what he didn't realize is that scientists go very fast over slides, unlike philosophers.
Dis. Okay, so we're going to do some questions, and let's go ahead and begin. If you've got a question for Cy, raise your hand. I'll come around to you. Do make sure that it's one sentence long. I'll be holding the microphone. Okay, I saw a hand over here, but I'll come back over here first.
Oh, by the way, I should say thank you for getting up so early today. I didn't expect anyone here.
Great talk, Cy. My question is, you said earlier there was accurate inheritance is an issue, but you do believe that evolution kind of created what we see. So if accurate inheritance doesn't really happen, then how do we get what we see? Or maybe I missed a piece of that puzzle.
No, you're absolutely right. It's a little bit like the Big Bang. We can't go back before the Big Bang and figure out what happened scientifically. Okay, we don't know. There's no way to know. Luca is like the Big Bang. From Luca, where you have all of these complex systems, evolution is possible, and evolution can theoretically produce everything else that we see. I would say with the exception of some human qualities, but it certainly can produce, bacteria, single-celled organisms, etc., through time, through evolution, through natural selection. But we can't go back before that and say what was before Luca because we don't have evolution before Luca. We can't because it doesn't have those systems. Okay.
Over here, Cy.
Right.
This side to your right. There you go.
Dr. Gart, you explained that, natural selection and mutation change organisms. That's changes to structures that are already there. But why should I accept the idea that those processes can build structures from the ground up?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And many people, as you know, is that Rebecca? I can't quite see. Okay. Many people have questioned that. And there's some good reasons to question that, especially in certain circumstances. I would say that in some cases, it's fairly clear what happened. There are some very complex mutations that do give, you can trace the mutation, you can find out what the phenotypic consequence is, and it is an improvement or a building up of stuff. But that's not always the case. So it's still a work in progress, basically. There's still new ideas about evolution that are always coming out. And the interesting thing to me is that many of those new ideas, it actually has a name called the extended evolutionary synthesis. Many of the ideas in there, I feel, point towards a theistic answer, one way or the other. When I propose teleology be brought back into biology, teleology is very much related to the idea of whose purpose is it, okay? It's God's purpose. So I am hoping that as we progress scientifically, that we will find more and more scientific answers, like Dennis Noble. He's not a theist. That just as happened in physics when people said, well, the universe had a beginning, okay? And a lot of atheists didn't like that, but it's true. And I think we're at the point in biology where the more truth we find, the more we're going to find pointers to God. And your question raises an area where that may very well be true.
So I've got a question about how evolution is supposed to work. As I understand it, when there's two animals that produce a living organism that can breed and produce again, so a fertile offspring, and then from one species to the next species, crossbreeding cannot produce a fertile offspring.
Right.
So a species jump would be producing a fertile offspring that can breed and reproduce in the next species over.
Yeah,
so I should think even in fruit flies, have we ever seen a single species jump?
Actually, we've seen jumps, but rarely in species, because the way evolution actually works is you don't go from one species to a different one. What you end up is with one species that, in most cases, has 2 or 3 populations that separate from each other, so they can't interbreed anymore. So, for example, the common ancestor of lions and tigers was something else. It wasn't a lion, it wasn't a tiger, it was some other kind of cat. And that cat ended up in 2 populations, which then slowly accumulated microevolutionary changes, so that lions started looking very different than tigers. Now, I should say, by the way, this model is accepted by Answers in Genesis. Okay, they have a great model for microevolution, and the only difference between creationists at Answers in Genesis and evolutionary creationists is that what we say is that microevolution is actually what happens all the time. But if you keep going, you end up with what looks like macroevolution. You never have, I once debated Kent Hovind, and he said, a pineapple can't turn into an oak tree. And I said, right. And not only that, a goat cannot turn into a sheep. Goats only produce goats, et cetera. But some goats are different than other goats. And if you separate the populations, eventually some goat may start looking like some other species. So, that's sort of a general overview of evolution. And I have a whole video called What Evolution Is Not, because a lot of folks mistake what it's actually saying. But that was a very good question. Thank you.
I see a question all the way in the back, so I'm going to head back there. Bear with me. So how some people would think about genetic mutation is that there's an organism and their genetic code is the way it is, and then the mutation...
Let me just stop you right there for 1 second, if I may.
Yeah.
There's a big confusion between the word genetic code and genetic sequence. We all have the same genetic code. We, oak trees, bacteria, fish, there's only one genetic code. But we all have different sequences, and that's what makes us different. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for the clarification. So how people might think of it is there's the sequence, and then there's some malformity in the sequence as a result of the mutation. So one might think that the result of that mutation is that there's a deficiency within the next organism.
Right.
So then you might think that that organism may not have as much of a potential for survival based on that mutation.
Right.
So I'm wondering, I think there's different mutations, so I wonder if you could clear that thinking up.
Yeah, so the vast majority of mutations are not good for you. You're suffering a mutation right now as we speak somewhere in your body, and probably it's neutral. It's not going to have any effect. If it's not neutral, it's probably not very good, and so that cell will die. In very, very rare cases, it's really bad. It can cause, for example, a tumor. But it's true that the vast majority of mutations are not beneficial. However, if you do the math, you can find out that even if you have 1 in a million mutations, which are good, which are beneficial, that will eventually spread through the population. So there's no dispute about the idea that most mutations are harmful. But this is not computer code. I know a lot of software folks say this. They say, well, you know, if I randomly change a piece of software, the program dies. Yeah, but that ain't life. Sorry. Life is different. And if you randomly change, you know, a base in the DNA, the program doesn't die. The cell might die, but the organism may not. I mean, will not. So a very, very rare beneficial mutation can, in fact, spread.
Hi, I've worked with Dr. Tour, and so thank you for meeting with him. That was really cool to hear that. So I'm from IT. I'm from the IT world. You're speaking about software, so all this kind of rings home with me. Engineers in the IT world, with intent, we create what's called data risk management. So we want to protect against data loss. One example would be RAID 1, which is a redundant array of independent disks where you have 2 hard drives. So if one of the drive fails, you can still operate.
Right.
It's not necessary for the function, like the code, but it's necessary for something else for data risk management.
Right.
We have that same thing with DNA and its double helix.
Yes, we do.
So what is the origin of the data risk management characteristics that we find
That is a fantastic question, and we don't know. Okay, it's possible that evolution had something to do with it, but there's some reasons, just as I said for many other things, that's a little bit of a stretch. But the amount of redundancy and error correction and all the things that you're familiar with that exist in biology is astounding. Redundancy in particular it's a whole field of research, and you know, sometimes it seems clear that this was useful to the cell, so maybe it evolved, but sometimes that's not the case, and we don't really know the origins. Thanks for that, because that's something I didn't include.
All right, so we've got about another 5 minutes or so, but I wanted to let everyone know we're about to, after this, we're going to do breakouts. Put this over. On your handout that you got, if you don't have one, the breakout's going to start at 9 o'clock. Dr. Braxton Hunter, his breakout is evangelistic apologetics. Dr. Josh Rasmussen, you are more than material. Dr. Liz Jackson, philosophy and formal education. Psych art, he's going to be sort of extending his talk here, biological design, evolution of biogenesis and God. Then Trent Horn will be presenting on the argument for motion. I want to go ahead and release the other speakers to go ahead and go upstairs and get set up now, so we can be ready. And once this is over, we'll go up here together and get it. But I just wanted to let you know that's what's going to happen. We're going to end in about 5 minutes, and then we'll get ready for the breakouts, and then meet back here at 10 for the main session from Dr. Braxton Hunter. All right, so let's get to the next question.
Morning. Sai, can you please spend another minute or so elaborating on what I think you said where chemical evolution is impossible?
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm actually doing a little work on that myself, theoretical work, and it's an incredibly difficult problem. I'm going to show in the breakout quotes from 3 of the leading scientists who are working on the field, and they're very pessimistic quotes, and these are the people who are the leaders. The problem is you've got to do things like make RNA and make proteins and have all these polymers going with almost no tools, because you have to depend on the rules of chemistry, which are very harsh. Again, I'll quote Jim Tour. I mean, you know, there's more hydrolysis than there is synthesis in chemistry. What happens when you start making something is it falls apart. Okay, there's no. I mean, Richard Dawkins talked about natural selection as the crane that lifts, you know, things from one thing to another, and it's true. Natural selection can be very powerful. We don't have that in chemical evolution. We just have to hope that the concentrations of the right chemicals are in the right place at the right time, and that they have the right reactivities to react and do stuff, and they don't. Uh-oh.
All right, I just want to know, what is your currently favorite mechanism that goes beyond modern synthesis?
Favorite mechanism for what?
Favorite mechanism proposed for evolutionary complexity, phenotypic complexity, that goes beyond the modern synthesis stuff discussed.
Yeah, you know, I don't know yet, Tim. I think an honest biologist, Christian or not, has to say, I don't know, a lot. It's one of those fields where the more we learn, the more questions come out, which, by the way, I think is another strong argument for God, but I'm not a philosopher, so I won't say it. Why is that true? I mean, why is it true that so many answers that we find simply lead to 10 more questions? And that's what we're finding now in biology. You know, just as physicists in the end of the 19th century thought physics was done, right? They had everything except this little question about light. Biologists, for a long time, thought it was all done. You know, we had everything. We had the genetic code, we have evolution. Now, the more we learn, the less we know. So I don't have a favorite idea. I like some of the ideas in the extended evolutionary synthesis, but, you know, we're a long way to go.
So David Hume's objection to the design argument was that plausibly nature could just be run by a bunch of self-organizing principles, impersonal laws, and forces and that sort of stuff, and that you don't really need to posit a divine mind. What's your response to Hume?
Well, not only I'm not a philosopher, but it's kind of hard to answer people who live that far back when we talk about modern science, but on the other hand, there's a good point here about natural laws. And many people in the ID movement have said that there are natural laws we don't know yet, and this also somewhat answers Tim's question. There are natural laws that we're not familiar with about how biology works. I'll give you one example. There's a great biologist named Simon Conway Morris, an English biologist who has been studying evolution early on. And he has come to the conclusion, which is absolutely rock solid with evidence, that there are constraints on evolution and that there are directions for evolution. You keep getting the same kind of wings. There are no jet flying animals. Why not? You can have a jet. No, there aren't. There are specific ways that animals fly, and they flap their wings. Okay? The eye has appeared many times in very different lineages. So there are laws. There are specific directions and constraints. You can't get anything, and you do get the same thing over and over again. So yes, I think that part is correct. And you know, evolution is not the law. It may be one of the laws, but it doesn't tell us everything.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us today. So if you have more questions, go check out his breakout. He's going to go head there now. So one more time, let's give it up for Sai.
Hey, it's me again. Actually, don't leave yet. I've got something super important to tell you. So first of all, you're awesome. Like you just watched a really long video just now, and you're still watching it. That is actually pretty amazing. Secondly, we have hundreds, literally hundreds of other apologetics-related videos for you to watch on our channel. Go check them out. I've interviewed exorcists, hosted debates between Christians and atheists. I've even made response videos to atheists. All of that is available on our channel. Go check it out. Third, I rely on people that see value in my work, people like you that watch videos to the very end, to keep the lights on around here. Literally, this is how I feed my family. So if you see value in the work that I do, please consider supporting this ministry and becoming a patron. Links to that are in the description. Oh, and have I mentioned that Christianity is true?
Right, I've gone through your computer's browser history, and you seem to have a type.
I cannot, man. Oh my god, I got sniped, bro.
I'm insanely dead. I'm lagging so bad.
Okay, I got sniped.
Holy shit! What the? What's that?
God damn me, bro. One-shot snipers. I had no play, bro. Oh my gosh, so lucky.
What in the world is he?
Oh, hey, jeez. Oh, what the fuck? Can just jam out with him?
God damn, bro.
This is the real blue.
No! Oh god, please! I'm begging!
How the fuck does he see me?
I just got 3P'd. Where is my flinch, man?
Oh, wow, he just tossed blue.
That's blue and port.
Dude, it's blue again. I swear. How does he kill me like that?
Blue. Okay, I found who blue was real quick.
Is he cheating?
Oh, that's
Blue.
Oh my god.
What? There's no way I lose that.
Hello, Malik.
wow. Blue actually just dumped your hand.
It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The fucking nobody?
That fucking nobody. It's John Wick. Oh, John is a man of focus. Commit. Cheer well.
I cannot, man.
That was 350, by the way.
Our battle will be legendary. Our battle will be legendary.
They're in the room. I have to pay. I'm dead.
Too close. I saw another laser, I'm yours. Very close.
Oh, is Mutex playing today in that?
Careful, I might push right above you to your left port. Yeah.
Oh my god, I got sniped, bro. No, he sniped me again, you fucking bitch. Oh my god, no. It's blue.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Close enough, buddy.
Wait, I'm insanely dead. I'm insanely dead. I'm fucking lagging so bad. I can't move.
What the fuck is going on here?
Let me live, brother.
Real talk, you gotta shine yourself.
Why are you stunning me, bro?
No! Oh god, please! I'm begging!
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene.
Oh, you bitch! Is that blue?
No, I am the father.
Hey, fellas. Oh, dude, you're sweating. Okay, I just got smoked. Hopefully this guy jumps off. Alright, go for a swim here. How the fuck does he fucking see me in the fucking water?
Listen!
Amos, this is such a great thing, isn't it?
Ironic.
I don't know who that guy is. Oh, there's two looking at us. This might be Intex.
Not this time.
In front of me on the wall, multiple. Gilly's on the wall, Gilly's on the wall. Here's snipe on the left. Here's snipe on the left. Okay. Okay. No. Yeah, nice. Carl.
I just got 3P'd!
Yep, same.
Ah! Got you!
Very close. Roll here.
Okay, I got sniped.
Very close. Challenge.
Straight challenge. Shot. Okay, where is my flinch, man? I get flinched like a motherfucker.
Like, what's close? And then one gonna do it.
Break another. That one.
Smoke again, bro.
What happened? I'm fucking done.
Oh, fucking smokes, bro.
These poles are insane, dude.
Okay. What? What the fuck happened? Snipe me.
Why are people out there? That's the real question. If they have zero skill.
You're fucking arrogant.
What did he say?
Holy shit! What the fuck was that, dude? Dude, I'm just gonna have AK-74 and just die instantly. Or shot for pistol kills you is fucking dumb.
You were correct.
Oh my god. That's a World Series of Warzone team.
First one here.
Oh my god, he on XA mode.
Yeah.
Crack one. The guy on my right. There's always a third guy that like gets on my side, like in the middle of the field. Just makes no sense.
Wait, there's top trouble, I think.
Yeah, high one.
God fucking damn me, bro. Fucking one-shot snipers.
You're gonna cry? No, go ahead, cry. Let me see you.
You're fucking garbage, you fucking rat. Oh, look at that sniper. Look at that. He's fucking, oh, that boiled my blood, chat. Boils me. Look how dog shit he is. Look how dog shit they are. Fucking boiled me to a fucking core, man. Fucking rat, fucking snipers.
Oh, what the fuck, right? Goes that way when Daddy pushes.
Guy's under me.
Wow, he just paused blue.
Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna challenge for that. Fucking sucks.
Huge mistake.
This guy's cracked too, bro. Is he cheating? He died so fast. Yeah.
We get any pulls?
No, I have no.
Get me quick if you're gonna get me. Nope, right on me.
Is that the master? Oh my, that's blue and pork. You almost did that to him too.
Oh no.
Guy, right under you. I'm gonna run my roof.
Oh, I'm top red.
On my body.
Shot.
Flying.
Watch bottom.
One shot, absolutely.
I had no fucking place, bro. You had no fucking place, bro.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Oh my gosh, you're so lucky.
Shoot.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, that's a bitch blue fucking clown.
Oh god, I look at the computer. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
We're gonna smoke and go. Right inside the smoke right now. Right down.
Hey, they're most exposed. No, they're most. How in the world did they see me?
You can see me so clearly.
Yeah, you got shit on.
Dude, it's blue again. I swear. How does he kill me like that? Am I shooting circles? Oh my god, check a stream. Oh god, check a stream. Oh god, check a stream right now. Yeah, I saw it.
Interesting.
I'm not playing good, chat. I got smokes. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, I hit that shot looking crazy, huh?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god. I get up on here. Where he at? Yeah, this guy's playing for wins. Where the fuck is he seeing me, bro? Oh, he in the tower, bro. Where is you? Perfect. That's all. Should time this perfectly. That was a good grenade, bro.
Oh, hey. Good jeans.
Oh, did he? Oh, what did he? Oh!
A lock right there. Holy shit. You had to have seen me do something.
Did not expect you to reach out that. Holy shit.
You gotta expect the unexpected.
Blue. Okay, I found who blue was real quick.
Oh, what the fuck? I can't just jam out, motherfucker? No! Ain't that about a bitch?
Oh shit.
I just pressed first.
One's on me.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple.
Can I get a headshot for $500?
Sorry, lost my wallet.
What? That was right on his dome. Blue. That was right on his dome. Let's see if this is the real blue. I had blue one shot. It is. It's gotta be. Ah, blue. I one shotted you. Oh, I had him one. I don't know how much that hurt.
Oh, well, guess there's nothing you can do about it now.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Damn, I just got smoked.
I threw a jump right there. Uh-oh. Guys on me. Oh my god.
Come on.
Yeah, we just scanned. Oh my god.
Right here, close, ready?
Really hard by land.
What the dog doing?
time to practice. We will be deploying soon. Enemy soldier incoming. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster. Set a drop point for your squad, soldier.
This fog is nuts. Bro.
Be advised, fog is lifting. Visibility is increasing.
Hostile UAV active.
Be advised, enemies deployed a buy station.
I can't even move, man.
Hostile UAV overhead. Recon signal lost. Hostile UAV in the sector.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Hostile UAV
drop inbound.
Mortar strike. Copy your mark. Mortar strike inbound. Hostile UAV in the sector. No hit. Shot missed. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
I don't have plates, man. This guy's surely cheating, right?
Dropping into the area. Watch the
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile UAV active.
Well, if I don't get a high alert ping that one time.
resurging. Go get your revenge. Enemy dropping into the AO. You've got gas moving in.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Learn from the loss. Failure is a wise teacher.
God, he is hurt. He's hurt.
while you can. We will deploy soon. Enemy dropping into the AO. Fog is lifting. Watch for enemy movement. Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, nice. Of course, there's 3 there. Of course, that's not his partner. Makes a lot of sense.
You're redeploying.
Hostile UAV active.
Gas is inbound.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Oh, he was 1, bro. Fuck, man. If I had any other gun, dude, that guy's dead.
You're getting another chance. Make it count.
And if I'm better about killing the guy first and I don't leave him 1 shot on accident, would have been good too.
Hostile UAV active.
the way. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Fucking shotgun. Unbelievable. He heard that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You're back on station. Get after it.
I'm so dead.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
You should have known better, pinche pendejo.
Look at these losers. They're both running it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Get ready. You're redeploying.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
Dude, how many people do I have to kill, bro? What is this? Oh, it's a partner. They're right on top of each other. I couldn't even see that. That's so crazy. God, if it's solos, bro, I just move on, but I can't with duos.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
Oh, it's a shotgun. I don't want this shit, man.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active.
Mierda.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy soldier incoming. Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
fuck.
Resurgence is about to end. Make it count. Fire sales open. Adjusting prices. Only 25 remain. Gas is moving.
Are you kidding me? Can't believe that.
Hostile dropping into the area. Resurgence is closed. No more second chances.
Cabron, buy station here. Need recon overhead.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
I don't have any plates.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Ay, cabrón. Close.
Be advised, there is an enemy squad hunting for you. Be advised, an enemy bomb detonator is in your area. Locate and secure it. Keep the pressure on. You got gas moving in. You're safe. You lost the enemy trackers. 5 remain. 6 touch. Gas is closing in. You're losing ground. Finish your mission. Take them down.
Oh, I can't even shoot. Oh my god, I won it though. Oh my god. Bro, those guys are pissed. That was an interesting game, but praise God, baby. 6K, 7K damage with 10 kills only. I mean, we'll take it. Oh, GG's. Uh, 18 minutes is what that game was. Oh, I threw really hard by not killing these guys. I thought he was dead, so I stopped shooting, man. So annoying. The zone really prevented me from getting kills in the last circle, too.
coming back.
You took a beating. Back to base.
Nope. That's not real. That's Call of Duty algorithm right there.
Elena here does.
Back to base. You took a beating. Back to base. Check your gear and weapons.
That's not real.
We go soon.
That's Call of Duty algorithm right there.
Elena here does.
No? I'm right here.
Nope.
I was floating for a long
That's
time.
fake.
I didn't see
That's
anybody.
fake.
Yeah. I heard someone like around. They might be first.
You're an extra plate or no?
Two.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's 8.
Yep. Yep. Down 50 right here on green. You want me to land on that? You want?
I should be.
Nice.
Land on it.
His one person's flying in like for his stuff, I think. Two guys. Hit. Another one right below me. Lighting.
He's cracked. Right below you are.
Come on.
Land it up.
Right.
Aye.
Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Enemy buy station deployed.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
Killed himself, I think. No, he didn't. Nice. That's unbelievable, man. He's literally dead. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Earned it.
What is this?
Heads up. Fog's incoming. Visibility will be affected.
No way, bro. Come on. Oh my god, bro. Yep.
You're getting another chance. Make it count. My station here.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active.
That's fun.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy. UAV orbiting the area. Recon is online.
I need launcher ammo.
Hostile UAV active.
You put that target on yourself.
Of course, man. Just let your partner die, bro. Nice. It's a good strat.
Get ready. You're redeploying.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile airstrike incoming. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead.
Look at you. You're a loser. You're a loser, bro. Grow a pair of fucking balls. Oh my god. You're a loser. The fact you don't chow that after you live too. What a loser. I should have tomahawked him because there's no way that I win that. What a loser.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
You're losing ground.
Nice. I have the wrong gun for this. Yeah, I've got the wrong gun for this. Oh my god, imagine being a pussy in duos, bro. In any game mode, honestly. The game mode is not ever the excuse. It's just crazy, man. The reason he played it like that is because I smoked him before he went into the water. So annoying, man. Like, imagine being in the advantageous position and playing it like a pussy. I mean, I should just expect people to do that. Like the death before, the guy didn't want to die for his teammate. It's just lets his teammate die. The guy knows that I'm down there climbing the ladder. He doesn't push it. He just waits like a bitch. I'll just throw the tomahawk next time, or I just won't do it. It's really sad.
Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment. Enemy soldier incoming.
Five full plates there, I'd live, but I shouldn't have. There's no way I should have died right here.
Watch the skies. Training is over. Time to see what you have learned.
5 plates, he's dead. 75 health is what I needed. Can't believe with that kind of advantage I still can't kill him. It's crazy.
Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Send a drop point for your squad, soldier. Enemy soldier incoming.
Hostile UAV net.
That's fake news, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nobody wants to fight. What's crazy is he's winning the fight and he doesn't want to commit until his boyfriend's here. It's so weird, man. People are such pussies. It's just like it's record-breaking amounts of just oh, that would have been a stick. Oh, there's that laser. I'll get shit on. Fuck out of my game, baby.
Cabron, buy station here.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
Nice, bro. That is lovely. RPGs again. 2 games in a row I die to an RPG. Unbelievable. And I don't get the kill right away. Like, that guy is so dead, man. It's just not even funny how dead he is.
Hostile UAV active.
Again, dude, this is just crazy. Another fucking RPG. Oh, it's his class. Nice. And he's just sitting at the doorway. That is lovely. And it one-shots me as well. That is so lovely, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, full team there. We love that. I can't even fire this gun, dude. How crazy is that? Oh, I love it, man. It's really nice.
Enemy here.
It's not even fun, bro. I'm not even getting into that many engagements. There's 2 there, that's nice.
Fire state is active. Buy station prices are adjusted.
They left, what losers.
You made the top 25. Nicely done. Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close. Enemy dropping into the AO. Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal. Gas is closing in.
I don't know where this is coming from.
Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
No way, dude. How many bullets do I have to shoot him with? Against an MP7, I'm losing that. Sure, man. How many bullets did I have to shoot him with? Right. Yeah, I definitely lost that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man.
Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game. Supply crates are restocked. Advise you load up now.
Visual on the enemy. Moving here.
Dude, why are you... No plates as well.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active.
God, we love that.
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Gas is moving.
Oh, this partner is right there. Nice. Not making any noise, just crouch walking with I was about to say a shotgun. No, it was a shotgun. Oh my god, man. There's no way that I lost this gunfight earlier also. That is fake news. This is so fake, man. I mean, half the problem is I can't even see the guy. How much damage has I done before he's even touched me? It's just crazy. I have 35 bullets in, and I've only lost 2 plates. And I've been shooting the entire time. And how am I supposed to see also? Like, that's another thing. It's just so AIDS. There's no shot that this guy kills me. It's crazy, man.
Enemy soldier incoming. Holding for deployment. Take this time to warm up. Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Warm-up is over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Jump in 5, get ready!
Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster. Mark a drop point for your squad. Squeeze them in. Enemy soldier incoming.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Hostile UAV overhead.
You got gas moving in.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
I can't even see him, bro. Imagine I could see my target. Look at this loser. Aim assist is just so super crazy too. Dude, imagine I could see something. That'd be a good start. That'd be a super good start.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector.
I can't even see.
Hard that time, but
It's
we
crazy.
will settle the score.
Unbelievable.
active.
Okay. We'll sleep on it.
A little dicey there. A little dicey there.
Yeah, it's a little edgy.
Thanks for having us in yesterday, too, man. That was super dope, bro. I hope we can get it in soon.
Yeah, man. It was fun. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
We're almost at the edge of...
Oh, God.
Your squad in the fight. Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point for your squad. XP boost inbound. Locations marked. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Hostile located.
Hostile UAV active.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Imagine. Oh, he's dead. Pissed are you? Can't even see you and you're dead.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Gas is closing in.
I can't believe I got audio for that. It's nuts.
Hostile UAV active.
So many people here, what the fuck?
Hostile UAV in this sector.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Hostiles called in an airstrike.
Oh, there's two, man. Of course they're chowing together. We love it. Ah. Bro, people are so corny on this map, bro.
Hostile mortar strike incoming.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostiles launched a mortar strike. Find cover.
Oh my god, man. Unbelievable, dude. I just can't get my care package. My smoke doesn't go out right away. It's just...
Only 25 left. Keep up the good work. Get ready. You're redeploying.
I gotta go back down there. Where's my shit? I have to.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
I don't.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Hostile UAV active.
You're losing round.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Moving here. Cabron, buy station here.
You're a pussy.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Yeah, he's definitely seeing me, man. I want to know the... Oh, is that an Icarus? No, it's a... So AIDS, man. So AIDS.
To the front. Earned it. Moving. Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV active.
Watch your six. Resurgence window is ending.
Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active.
Fire sales over. Adjusting prices. Gas is inbound.
Oh, that's always lovely. And I can't move, man. I love it.
Time for vengeance. You redeploying.
Just make a gun, man.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for
Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV active.
Dude, I wish I like. Where's the audio at?
We're still standing. The enemy took that one, but we will be back to finish the job.
God, the aim assisted discussing too, or is it hacks? Who knows? Who fucking knows?
History when we go to 11,000.
Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Training is over. Time to see what you have learned. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Set a drop point for your squad, soldier. Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, there are two just in the stairs like losers. Oh my gosh, of course it's two piggybacking. Oh my gosh. Of course it is. Of course it is. Wow. That's crazy. Oh my god, man. What is a species of players playing this queue right now? It's unbelievable, man.
Intel confirms enemy explosive equipment is AO. Find and secure it. Hostiles dropping into the area.
Oh, I hit that
Watch the
actually.
skies. Gas is moving.
I don't know how that's not a hit, bro.
Requesting fire mission. Target marked.
Solid cop. Order strike on the way. Hostile UAV active. No effect on target.
Oh, you're garbage.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Hostile UAV in the sector. Hostile UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Cluster mine deployed!
Oh, that was weird. Dude, it's just unbelievable. As soon as I get my guns, I'm getting shot in the back. Oh, he's cheating. This guy's cheating 100%. That guy's definitely cheating.
You're getting another chance. Make it count. Enemy dropping into the AO. Intel tracked an enemy bomb detonator to your area. Get it secure.
Two players, of course. Imagine getting beamed and then letting that not move, let you move another step in the game. Like, 2 players are here. It's so sad, man. Like, you're playing duos, you're full HP, and you're sitting still. Really is nuts, man.
Moving.
Who has that angle on me? It's crazy.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Look at these losers.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, they're not even pushing either. So corny. I don't know what to do, man.
Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted.
Hostile mortar strike incoming.
Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close.
Hostile UAV in this sector.
Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
Hostiles launched a mortar strike. Find cover. Hostile recon deployed.
You got gas moving in. There are 24 enemies active. Kill them all.
Hostile UAV active.
Target area
Hostile
marked. You're
UAV
clear
in
hot.
this sector. Visual on the target. Stricken.
Unbelievable.
Impact, no choice.
Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game.
Mortar incoming.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Look at that timing.
Moving here.
Impact, no hit.
Nice, man. Nice, nice, nice. Oh my god, dude. Like, they're not even moving, man. It's just so... Ugh. The timing's so gross, man. And of course, they're stacked on top of each other as well. This shit should not be as hard as it is. People are just people just play like if they die in real life. It's so annoying. They're playing like it's ranked or something. It's just so weird, man. It's so weird. Everybody's always stacked on top of each other. I don't ever get a 1v1. Like that right there. Ugh. Oh, I gotta go back and look at that hacker. That was nuts. Oh my god, look how blatant it is. Oh my god, bro. Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ay, 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 man.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Hostile located.
Oh, I just flashed myself. Nice. What did I think that was a smoke? Oh, that flashed him too. That's crazy. Look at the aim assist, man. Also, like, what are the odds there's not a single gun on my roof? Like, come on, man. Can't get any more annoying than that.
The fog is lifting. Expect increased
Like, where are my guns? Like, I just want to play, bro. There's no fucking guns up here. About time, dude. Damn. Where's my boy?
Hostile UAV active.
Come on, where are my zips?
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Nice, and I get body blocked as well. Always gotta count on the fucking butt buddy, man.
Stand by for redeployment. Learn from the loss. Failure is a wise teacher.
I can't do the duos anymore. It's just 2 8s, man. It's just 2 8s. It's too much. People are just constantly gonna stack. I'm not gonna be able to win. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gotta come back on.
Check weapons and gear. We're holding for deployment. Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy dropping into the AO. Warm-up is over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Survive the timer to secure redeployment. Earn points to speed up the countdown. Enemy soldier incoming.
Well, that was a bounty. Tempting.
Bounty targets are up. Take them down.
Hostile counter UAV is active. Plasnia, hostiles deploy the counter UAV.
Cabron, buy station here.
Loadout drop headed your way. Gas is inbound.
Hostile UAV overhead.
On contract here. Moving.
That's not the bounty. How sad is that?
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
Need recon overhead.
Oh my god.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Oh, he's right there. Oh.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Damn.
We're detecting vulnerability in the enemy's network. Locate their uplink stations and secure their intel before they go offline.
Dude, keep playing with me. I'll fuck you up.
Found their sniper.
Hostile counter UAV is active.
You're losing ground. Hostiles dropping into the area. Watch the skies. The enemy locked us out of their network. You missed your chance. Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced. 25 remain. Solid work so far.
No way, dude. Really? Let's see the aim assist. Give it to me. Give it to me. Let's see how bad it was. Come on. Ground loot. Ground loot. Oh my god. Is it cheating or is it aim assist? Who the fuck knows?
We are returning you to the front.
Unbelievable. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I've got a gun. Oh.
Requesting recon flyover.
UAV active.
Please. This guy surely has guys. Oh my god, man, and it's the same guy. Why did it say he was below me? Why did it say he was below me? My own gun, too. Unbelievable. It's crazy, man.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps.
Redeploy drone here.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Dude, I cannot aim.
Hostile UAV active. Hostile UAV in this sector. Hostile UAV overhead.
Nice, in the back, no audio. It's really fun.
25 remain. The enemy took that one, but we will be back to finish the job.
Unbelievable. And it all starts with the bullshit, man. Like, the guy did not... He killed me in... let's just look. Let's look. We can watch it back. That's the beautiful part about it. Like, the guy takes my fucking guns, man. From absolute nonsense. Of course, I checked the wrong room. Like, bro, you're telling me. You're telling me I get first shot and everything. Blasting him. Blasting him. Blasting him. I just get fucked by hipfire or what? I don't even... Like, there's just no way. I'm full HP as well, right? Yep, full HP. And yeah, I just get blasted to death. It doesn't fucking add up, man. Ground loot AK as well. Right. No micro corrections. Nothing. Doesn't leave the target. Not one time. Right, bro. Right. It's crazy, dude. It's utter madness. I don't know who that is. No, there's no way that's it. Yo.
Yo, what's up, man? I'm on my way to the Y.
Okay, you didn't just add me on COD, did you?
No, why?
Okay, it was just, somebody added me and it's logged out and it says add your name. I figured it wasn't you, but yeah, because the UI is bugged, not because they're impersonating you or something.
Oh, okay.
Alright, be safe, bro.
Alright, love you, man.
Alright, love you, kiddo.
Alright, bye.
Bye, kiddo. Did I say love you? I don't know if I said love you, bye, right? Yeah. Okay, man, I was just not paying attention to that. Alright, love you, bye, be safe. Alright, love you, man. Alright, bro. What is up with all the fucking riot shields, man? Holy shit. Thank you.
That bonus really short. Needs to be a little bit longer. Got multiple players. I hear more. Oh, that was up, dude. Yeah, you're him. You got one play, by the way. Dude, that is, yeah, that was nice.
Appreciate it. Think he's still up here?
He's probably trying to fucking watch the stairs, I bet. That is what you aim train for, is that right there?
Hey, that is that right there.
Just-
Alright.